reintegration. I'm going to take you through PCR373. PCR373. Now, PCR373 is, it's all about arms control. It's all about controlling arms. It's all about controlling the arms, the guns. The guns that are in circulation in a country. For example, Nigeria, we have AK-47, as a small arms in circulation. We have pistols, in circulation. You can find it everywhere. It's it's affordable, it's accessible, and it's causing a lot of issues. It has led to increase in banditry, in kidnapping, and different kind of violent crimes. So there's a need for us to control this, these small arms. There's a need for us to control it. Now, one of the methods we use to control these small arms is called DDR. Disarmament, demobilization, and reintegration. Yes. And that's the first and key exam question exam topic you need to get familiar with for exam. DDR is the first is the first and the key exam topic you need to get familiar with for exam. You always see it in your exam. You'll be asked to discuss DDR. You need to know that DDR is an arm control strategy or arms control method. We use it to control arms. We use it to reduce, the small arms such as AK-47 that are in circulation in the country. So there's a need for you to know how to define it. Disarmament, demobilization, reintegration. It's actually an arms control method. We use it to, collect arms. We use it to collect, the small arms from criminals, from militants, from bandits. We use the process of DDR. It's actually a process of collecting, and reducing the amounts of weapons that are in the hands of civilians, illegal weapons, like the ones in the hands of the militants, like the ones in the hands of bandits. Yes. So I will explain the DDR, the DDR strategy, DDR method as a method of arms control, in Nigeria, for example. Yes. It's used all over the world, but our case study is Nigeria. Let's look at Nigeria, how Nigeria uses it, to reduce and control, proliferation of small arms. The simple meaning of proliferation is, the circulation of weapons. It's everywhere. You can find small arms. It's rampant. It's everywhere. You can easily find small weapons. AK-47 is easy for somebody to purchase it for a little amount. Pistol is easy for someone to purchase it. If you go to some kind of forest, you may see it on the ground where it is dropped by bandits or whatever criminal element it is. So that's actually the meaning of proliferation. So we are having issues with proliferation of small arms and light weapons in Nigeria, and one of the ways we control these arms, or we reduce the proliferation of small arms, is by DDR as one of the arms control method or process. Yes, so it's actually a process we use to control this is in small arms. It's actually a method we use to control small arms that are in the hands of civilians. We use it to collect these arms from their hands. So it's the method is actually called DDR. D is for disarmament. The second D is for demobilization. Then the R there is reintegration. Yes. Now let me explain disarmament. Disarmament is when we collect guns from bandits or militants. I think what we have to do first is to call them out. We'll grant them amnesty. we tell them that they should come out, that we will forgive them, and we will not persecute them. That they should just come out and bring, they should just come forward, to government camps and submit their weapons, like the militants, Niger Delta militants. Federal government have done that a lot of times, done that, many times. Yeah, they promise them amnesty, they should, they should just come and surrender their weapons, that they will give them some money, they will, to establish business, and, they will forgive them, their act of militancy. So, when government, when federal government promised them, such thing, when government grant them amnesty, you tell them that, we forgive them, they should come and surrender their weapon. Some of them do come out. When they come out, they come to government camp. We have DDR camp. We have a camp called DDR camp. That's where the militants, they come to that camp. They surrender their weapons. That surrendering of their weapon, we call it the disarmament. That is the first stage in the process of DDR, in the process of arms control. DDR. So when they come to the camp, we register them, we collect the arms from them. That collection of arms, we call it disarmament. That's why if you check your PCR373 part 2 notes, PCR373 part 2 exam note, you will see a definition. I gave a simple definition of disarmament there. Check number 6 question and answer there. I defined disarmament. I said disarmament is the collection, documentation, control, and disposal of small arms, ammunition, explosives, and light and heavy weapons of combatants, and often also of the civilian population. You see it there. So when we call out those militants, and they come to the government camp, to surrender their weapon and receive amnesty, when they surrender their weapon, we don't just collect it. We check. We register their name, the name of the weapon they surrendered. We have different types of small arms. We have AK-47 and AK-47, different. Each AK-47 have serial number, so we register it. We register the person that dropped it, the type of AK-47, the bullets, in it, the cartridge, whatever, parts, it has. So we document it. There are officials in the DDR camp that, they document, they collect the gun, they document, they collect the gun. So it can be like 100 or 200, militants submitting their weapons. So as we are doing that, we are disarming them. That is disarmament. That is why you can define disarmament in exam as disarmament is a collection, documentation, control, and disposal of small arms, ammunitions, explosive and light and heavy weapons of combatants. The militants, they are actually combatants, and it's not really small arms. It's not only small arms they do submit. They do submit,